Some people march to the beat of their own drum to celebrate and preserve their individuality. However, some people do this at the expense of others. Today on rLounge, we learn what that line is. Up first, a bridesmaidzilla that just couldn't get over herself. Am I the a-hole for kicking out one of my bridesmaids for showing up in the wrong dress? My, 23 female, wedding was back on Saturday, December 31st, and I'm still getting backlash from this, so I want to know if this was an a-hole move. In the country I live in, it's currently winter, and we get a fair amount of snow, so my wedding was a winter-themed wedding. The color theme was forest green and gold. My dress was obviously white, and I chose the color of my bridesmaids' dresses to be forest green as well. My maid of honor's dress was black, and everyone was to wear gold accessories. I have this friend, we'll call her Kat, that I asked to be one of my bridesmaids. When we went dress shopping and I told them the color theme I was going for, Kat immediately expressed that she thought forest green was a bad choice. She said she thinks it's not a flattering color, and thought I should choose something different and more girly. I said no because my wedding was winter themed and I thought the color would go perfectly with the theme. She suggested pink, blue, even a red. I said no, but thanks for your opinion. She found out my maid of honor's dress was black and asked if she could wear black too. I said no, only my maid of honor is wearing black. I paid for all the dresses. Fast forward to wedding day. Everyone's getting their hair and makeup done, and Kat shows up 30 minutes late holding a bag that looked like it had a dress inside. I asked her what was this for. She told me it was for later and at the reception if she got uncomfortable and wanted to change after pictures. I was like, okay, cool. So fast forward, we're all dressed and walking down the stairs because the ceremony is beginning in 30 minutes, and we were going to take some pictures before. Kat is the last person to come down, and she's wearing a black dress. At the time, I was preoccupied taking pictures with my parents, but my maid of honor came over to me and made me aware of the situation. I confronted Kat and asked her what was going on. She said she hates her bridesmaid dress, as the color is ugly and makes her look gross, so she's wearing black. I told her please go back and change. She refused and started walking away from me. I said I'm going to ask her one more time, and if she doesn't oblige, I'm calling security and kicking her out. She began yelling at me to F off, so I called security and asked them to please escort her out. She started making a big scene, yelling how I'm such a witch, that I can't force her to wear anything, and that I'm a horrible, inconsiderate friend. The wedding went on, and it was truly amazing. Ever since the wedding, Kat has been blowing up my phone with texts saying some really nasty things and asking for the money back she spent on the black dress, since it was a waste and she didn't get to wear it. I had to block her number. Some of my other bridesmaids have been giving me crap, saying that it was a little harsh kicking her out and embarrassing her like that, and that maybe I should give her the money back. Am I the a-hole for kicking her out? Well, community, is she the a-hole? M. Miggs says, not the a-hole. She embarrassed herself. She agreed to wear the dress you picked out and then deceitfully planned to change at the last moment in the hope that you just let her get away with it. She knew that you would tell her no. Think of being in a wedding as like playing a part in a play or a ballet or something. You get cast as bridesmaid, so you wear the costume that the artistic director has picked out for bridesmaids to wear. If you don't want to wear the costume, don't be in the show. But you can't just show up opening night and say, I don't like your costume choices, so I'm going to wear the same costume as this other character instead. ETA, thanks for all the love, everyone. Old Calligrapher chimes in, not the a-hole. It is your wedding. If she didn't want to wear the color that you chose, she could have easily politely backed out and said she would love to attend as a guest but wasn't comfortable wearing that color. You also paid for the dress, not her, where many would complain that they are buying a dress they will never wear again. You purchased it. Agent Alpo chimes in, not the a-hole. If you're going to be a bridesmaid, you have to be prepared to do what the bride wants. Kat should have declined and just gone as a guest. And no, you don't owe her anything. If anything, she owes you for the green dress that you bought that she refused to wear. Not the real Neil has an opinion. Not the a-hole. Your friend clearly tried to wait until the very last moment to put on another dress in the hopes you wouldn't make a scene and she could have her way. It's a wedding. It's about the people getting married. Your own taste doesn't matter, especially given the bride paid for the dresses, something not all brides are kind enough to do. Trying to wait until the last moment to manipulate the bride is a massive a-hole move. You're the horrible and inconsiderate friend? Wow, what a hypocrite. She's the bridesmaid. If she didn't like the color of the dress, she could have said no then and went as a guest and worn her own dang black dress. She couldn't do just one thing for one day for you? Kat doesn't sound like a friend to me. I'm sorry, OP. You're definitely not the a-hole, and your friends need to back off from telling you it was a harsh and that you need to pay her. She decided on going behind your back and purchasing a black dress even after you told her the theme was green and gold. These girls can't get bent. It's one day out of their lives where they should be treating you like the belle of the ball. It's your day, not theirs. What do you think? Do you think OP was harsh? Next, twins who couldn't be any more different. Am I the a-hole for wanting to be away from my twin sister? So this is a throwaway account because my siblings are here too. English isn't my native language, so there might be some mistakes. Sorry about that. So I, 17 female, have 2 older brothers, 19, 21, and a twin sister. I should mention that my family is pretty affluent. Ever since I remember myself, my parents encouraged me and my twin to compete with each other, while they always favored her over me. She always had their support, and I was expected to be considerate. When I succeeded in something more than she does, they asked me to give it up, but they never asked this from her. I do love her and my parents, even though I feel like I've been treated unfairly. Both of us aspire to be doctors for a long time. I studied really hard for it for a long time. So did she. This year we graduated and both of us applied for the same programs in the same universities. The process here is quite different than it is in the US. We can start med school right after high school if we get accepted. She wants to go to the same university as I do, and so do my parents. I'm, on the other hand, feel like I'm going on my own and have a separate life from my sisters. I love her so much, but we've been together my entire life. She's an introvert while I'm an extrovert, so she followed me around most of the time. I always included her and made sure she's happy, but it's like this is our entire lives, and I'm honestly tired. Not to mention that if we go to the same place, I would be expected to study with her and help her get high grades, and won't be able to study on my own and focus on my success. And my parents will be mad if I succeeded more than her. It's been like this for the past 12 years, which will eventually hurt me. I just want to finally be a person of my own. This is where I might be the a-hole. I got accepted to 4 different universities and she got into 2. I waited for her to decide where she wanted to go and then made my decision, like I said, a different place. Then she changed her mind and said she wants to go to her second option, the one I chose. I said that it's not a problem and I will go to a different place, one she didn't get into. My sister got really offended and my parents are furious, even though I explained myself politely and said I love her, but I wanted to get a fresh start where nobody knows me. They demanded that I will go to the same place as my sister or else they won't pay for my degree. Then I said whatever, and that I'll be fine on my own and left to my grandparents. When they came to talk to me, they just kept on saying how wrong and entitled I am. I really had enough, so I told them I hate them for treating me like this. Now I'm refusing to talk to them and ignoring their calls. My brothers and grandparents are on my side, but everyone else is telling me I'm an a-hole. So am I? Edit. Thank you so much for the support and ideas. I read all your comments and they're all very appreciated. My brother got me everything I thought I need, including my cat. I called the university to ask if my parents can enroll me, and they can. However, since they never paid, it will be difficult for them, and the university can try to delay them until my 18th birthday. My grandparents assured to me that they won't let them do something like that, but still, it's nice to have Plan B. School starts on Monday, and it looks like it's settled for now. I will update you guys as soon as I have what to say. P.S. I don't feel like talking to them right now. It's like all of the anger I held against them is now very substantial. Hope I used the right word. And I feel like I need to cool down before deciding what's next. They probably can also use some time off. I think it's totally fair to want to have your own life and be your own person. And if there's any time in your life that you do that, it's now. I'm glad you stepped up for yourself and you're taking the steps that you need to do that. It's also nice to see your grandparents and your brothers support you. Your parents should want to do the same, no matter what. They should want you two to be unique, and they should celebrate those differences. Just because you're twins doesn't mean you have to be tied to the hip. You're very much 2 different people, and that should be celebrated. Update. Hey everyone. Sorry it took some time, but I'm here with an update. Had some problems publishing it, but it's all good now. Reminding that English isn't my native language, so there might be some mistakes. So as I think I said in the comments, school started 2 weeks ago, and so far it's absolutely amazing. I have great roommates and I love my classes. It's a bit intense, but I'm keeping up. It's truly a dream come true. Well, some things happened. My parents apparently called my university and asked for my schedule. From what I understand, they said that as my legal guardians, they are entitled to know everything about it. The school told them that if they want my details, they need to come and prove that they are indeed who they claim to be, and informed me about it. It happened just a couple of days after the school year started. They haven't contacted me until a week ago when they asked me to have dinner with them, even offered to drive to where I am, which is strange as they never even bothered to pick me up from my friends, and I agreed. It was on Friday. They reserved places in a fancy restaurant nearby. Dinner went surprisingly well. Bit awkward, but they were nice. Then they told me they will pay for my school tuition and everything else I need, but only if I take a gap year. I refused, obviously, after arguing with my dad, said that he had enough of my attitude and ungratefulness. Left a 200 francs bill and left. I'll admit that I sat there crying about half an hour before I left. With the change as the bill, and the tip didn't reach 200 francs. If you're asking yourselves what was that about, then I did too. I talked to my brother. Apparently my sister decided she doesn't want to go to med school. She wants to take a vacation to think about the future with cleared mind or something like that. And you guessed it, almost, everyone thinks I should go with her. After all, we are twins, and it will only be fair that we'll start studying at the same time. There was no contact from my parents ever since, but it's kinda okay by me. I got a scholarship, and by the end of the semester, I might get another one. My grandparents paid for the rest. They insist that I won't pay them back, but I'm already working on that. My sister answered my messages yesterday. She told me that I hurt her because I didn't want to be with her, and she didn't know if she can forgive me. I understand her, and I do really miss her, but I don't want to give up on my dream. I hope she will understand me someday. So basically, I think things are all right by now. Not much changed, but I have my grandparents and my friends, so I'm fine. I'll be completely calm only after my 18th birthday when my parents won't be able to get me out of university. It's really soon, so I'm optimistic. Thank you all for reading and helping me. I really appreciate it. Edit. Thank you all for your comments. I'm on a pretty tight schedule, so I still haven't done my reading, but I promise I'll answer all of them. Since some of you got confused over the francs, we use them in Switzerland. Let's see what the community thinks. Cinder Party starts us off. Were they the type of parents who insisted you dress identical and have identical haircuts all throughout childhood? This is just so weird. Glad school is going well for you and you have your grandparents and brothers in your corner. Hopefully, if your sister goes through with the vacation, she'll end up discovering she enjoys being her own independent person just as much as you do. The OP replies, yes, every single day in elementary school. I felt so ridiculous and begged them to stop in middle school. Thank you so much. Baby Mish 87 has this to say. Your parents did you and your sister wrong. You more so. I have identical twins, and from day one, you could tell how different they are. We treat them as their own person, but some people see twins as the same person. I don't know why. This is clearly two people. I am so sorry and proud of you for standing up for yourself. Jammy913 says, wonderful update. You do you, and don't let your twin hold you back. You are two separate people, so you don't have to move toward your future at her desired pace. You can move at your own. I think it's a hard age of self-discovery, and I think right now your sister is projecting a lot of her own insecurities about what she really wants out of life on you. It seems like your parents have definitely pushed you both into the same direction that neither of you really wanted. If you're ready for school and she's not, there's no need for you to be penalized by taking a gap. Your parents will come to terms with this eventually, and so will your sister. It's just going to be an awkward transition phase. What do you think of OP's family reaction? Thank you for joining us today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to say regarding today's content, share that with us in the comments below.